Welcome everybody. I'm Tammy and I'm the provincial co-chair for corrections in the province. We try so hard to keep everybody safe in our provincial institutions. Correctional officers, social workers, support staff, nurses, everybody, including the offenders. If the offenders have less violence, the climate is better safe for us. We sign agreements after years, 10 years, 12 years of meeting and debates. Our ministry signs those agreements also in bad faith. We signed an agreement in September, October to give the correctional officers across the province personal protective equipment. Each person to have been issued their own OC spray and handcuffs. If you're not aware, we go into these grounds, into our institutions each day with our bare hands, and only hope that with our minds and some training, because we don't even have adequate training to do our job safely and to keep everybody safe in the institutions and in the community. We only hope that we can go home and see our families at the end of each day. We signed the agreement off, I'm told, in February at our health and safety meeting. Oh yes, team, it's been ordered, it's on its way. This is June. I ask every day, where is it? I've been told 7 different stories, 5 of those I have in writing, 2 of those from the Deputy Minister himself. We have a meeting, we have a union meeting, our caucus today, and we have a next meeting on the 16th. We want to find out where our equipment that's been promised, where is it? We also need to have more training. Our defensive tactics training is not adequate. It does not let us defend ourselves, others, or the inmate population. They have no rules. They can do whatever they want. They can kick, they can bite, they can spit at us, throw urine at us. Every week this happens to at least one officer. We have one assault is way too many. Our big push right now, after an incident, there's been several incidents of contamination of blood or saliva from people across the province from offenders with HIV or full-blown AIDS. We had an officer who's a part-time employee that didn't have a benefit package. The institution sent him out to the local hospital where he waited, or she waited, and waited, and waited in triage. I guess the medical staff didn't feel it was important to get the HIV or anti-AIDS cocktail for that officer, so they didn't develop a disease and potentially die. After they waited for a long time and almost missed the window, they were told that hospital did not supply it. They sent a prescription to the local drugstore. That person went there to pick up the prescription. They went to hand them the bag or her and said, "That would be $1,500, please." $1,500 and maybe your life can be saved for a part-time employee. This is not acceptable. It is disgusting. It's sickening. This is Canada. This is Ontario. There is no reason for this to ever happen again. We're having a caucus today to talk about how we can supply each institution with this antibody. It's in pills form. Every officer or whoever may have a potential exposure to blood or urine or whatever matter it could be transmitted, can be sent to the hospital with this. Maybe a 7-day supply while we figure out how we're going to get the rest covered. Nobody should have to go through this. No family should have to go through this ever again. We need a lot of things. We've come a long ways at this institution from when we were private. I was here since the first day. My whole thing, my whole dream was, you know what, guys? One day, we're going to be ministry. One day, all these nightmares will be behind us. Well, I can tell you, we have several nightmares behind us. And don't get me wrong, once we unionized and once we got back to the public, we improved. Our staffing levels improved, our attitudes, some of our wages improved. But I can tell you, the ministry, it's not the dream all I thought it would be. But we need to fight, and we can do it, and we can get there. But we need to make everybody aware we're not just a bunch of greedy public servants in this correctional center. We have a family here. We've all come a long ways. We've all endured a lot in every correctional center. We have arguments every day, and most of it's the stress from our jobs. We all see things that normal people in a normal job, our brothers and sisters that negotiate our contract at the central table, my friends, they don't understand what we see. All of us, support staff, nurses, social workers, teachers, our volunteers even that come into these institutions. It breaks your heart sometimes when you see things, and sometimes it makes you not really see things at all. You become emotionless. But it doesn't hide the fact that so many people that work in our institutions have post-traumatic stress disorder, vicarious stress, work-related stress, occupational stress. The government, our ministry, can pretend that this doesn't happen. We can just put those people aside, give them a couple days off, send them back into work. Oh, you've seen an offender get stabbed to death, take a couple of days off, have a couple drinks, you'll be fine. You come back to work. That happens a year later. You witness a sexual assault, a very serious assault against one of your coworkers. Take a couple days off. You'll be okay. Times that by 10 years. Times that by 20 years. You're the nurse that has to fix these people up. You're exposed to it every day. Times that by 30 years. We think that we should all be okay. We were afraid to talk about it. We're not afraid to talk about it anymore. We need help. We have a committee from Provincial Health and Safety now that the Corrections Bargaining Unit got last time. It's just up and running. I think once we get it going, it's going to be a great asset to everybody that works in a correctional facility. And if you need help, that's okay. We can talk about it. But sometimes getting together with a bunch of people that we work with that need help also, it's not always the answer. We need professional help. We need supports here in the institutions for frontline staff, for everybody that sees it. We need support. We need to know where to go. We need to know that we can say, you know what? I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't feel like coming into work today. That's why our sick time's so high. It's not just because it's nice out and we don't want to come to work today. We don't want to come to work today because 8 months ago, I saw my partner get viciously attacked and bit by an inmate. 6 months ago, I witnessed a severe sexual assault on an inmate. I may have appeared to be fine, but you know what? Today I woke up, and I don't even know why, but I don't want to come to work today. We all have a right to come to work and expect to be safe. We know things in our environment can happen, but we need to do everything we can to have the supports and the equipment and the training to deal with it when it does happen. And I ask everybody to think about it. I went for a tour to Beaver Creek Federal Corrections a couple weeks ago. We all think of it as the big house, how violent it is, all the violent offenders. I asked a senior manager, how many staff assaults do you have here in a month? He stepped back and looked at me and he said, staff? Like assaults on staff? Like assaults on staff? You don't mean inmates on inmates? No, on staff. Oh, that's rare. We maybe get 2 a year. They know not to touch our staff here. I was like, wow, I heard it, I couldn't believe it. They have firearms when they take their inmates out on escorts. Firearms training every year. We've asked for OC spray in the institutions. For 10 years, they looked at us like we had 3 heads. Like I said, it's been agreed to. Where is it? It's coming. Well, I can tell everybody, I think this might be the year of a lot of things coming here. And I thank you for support and listening to me today. And remember, when you see that person that works in a correctional institute, no matter what their job is, and they come home, sometimes we don't really seem excited about our jobs because there is no place like coming home. We're just happy to be home. Thank you.